This is a 2-unit townhouse project built in the front yard of an existing property in central Upper Hutt. Coming up, we'll show you footage of the build from start to finish. I'll break down the design and we'll discuss elements of the build in detail. Stick around to the end of the video to see these amazing finished homes. Being a corner lot in central Upper Hutt, this site was prime for development. The original plans were going to include demolishing the existing house and building 7 two-story units. As the market changed, the plans changed, and it was decided to keep the existing house where it was and put 2 two-bedroom units in the front yard. So the house here is on the corner of Remu Street and Wilford Street, and so a corner lot like this is great for development because you have 2 streets you can create access from. The existing house is here and the existing garage is here. The property was currently accessed from 7 Remu Street vehicle crossing here. Down here you'll see the proposed plan where the existing dwelling gets its own access here off Wilford Street. Then we put a 2-bedroom unit here, a 2-bedroom unit here. We get rid of the old crossing, we put a new crossing in here for lot 3, and we put a new crossing in here for lot 2. They're both 59 square meters in size and averaging around 40% site coverage. First day on site and we get to work removing the existing house's conservatory, patio and garage, making way for the foundations for the new builds. Then we could crack on with a site scrape and preparing foundations. Here we had to remove 200 mils of topsoil and replace with 200 mils of compacted base course. Once the engineer had signed this off, we can get to work with a site set out and foundations including subfloor drainage. So the plumber comes in and lays all of his drains, and then we can carry on with pods reinforcing and get the slab ready to pour concrete. So let's take a look at the foundation plan. You can see here that it is a concrete slab FERF riprap foundation, and the slab is 119 square meters. You can see the pod layout here. You can see a few details like these dotted lines where we're going to put saw cuts. You can also see here we had to do a 50 mil showered rebate. That's because in these units here they had level entry tiled showers. So they're recessed into the floor and then the tile gets formed up from there. You can see the slab is only like 4.3 meters wide here and 3.7 meters wide here. So quite a long skinny building, and the firewall for both units will be along this point here, and we had to do a firth-free joint. We often have to do these between every townhouse unit. Once the slab was prepped, concrete was laid, and I like to say it is now set in stone. You can't beat walking on to a freshly poured slab and everything is nice and level, ready to build new homes. Before we stand our frames, help us put our subs up, go ahead, click subscribe, you know you want to. As the frames are being stood, we can now see the house starting to take shape. This is the perfect time to take a look at the floor plan. As you can see here, we have a firewall in the middle separating both units, and we have 1 unit on the north and 1 unit on the east. The north unit you enter from the top of the building and turn into open kitchen, dining, living. 2 bedrooms at the back with a tiled shower in the middle. Both units have a raking ceiling over the kitchen, living, dining, which gives the room a little bit more height and a sense of space. This unit here opens out to a northwest facing living court and great sun coming in through all the windows. The unit on the east is entered from the middle of the building. Turning right, we go through to the kitchen, living, dining, and off to the left is the 2 bedrooms and tiled bathroom in the middle. This unit here has a linen cupboard with washing machine in the corner, and outdoor living space on this one is to the northeast, right next to the car park. On almost all our jobs we use pre-nail frames. You can see here on this plan it came in 6 bundles, and the builders use this plan to work out what stack to rip into first, what walls to stand up first. You can also see here some of these frames are 6x2 and some of them are 4x2. As we do this firewall here, we can only do one side, then we put in the jib intertenancy wall, then we can do the other side.
Finishing nailing off, want everything standing and plumb before Christmas.
Now that frames are stood, braced and plumbed, we can crack on with the roof. First step is to get the roof trusses delivered, again from the same factory that makes the pre-nailed frames. All the nail plates holding it together are pressed with a hydraulic press, ensuring that it is all done to the correct standard. So once the trusses are up, we can crack on with purlins, fascia and get ready for a roof. Roof goes on, and this is another exciting milestone on site. It means we have a nice dry surface inside to work under. You can see our roof frame plan here. We have one main ridge along the middle of the build here, and we have a flat 3-degree section here and another ridge here. Also, we need to put strap bracing on the ends of the roof. You can also see where all the downpipes are marked and how much each downpipe is catching. For this roof here, we used a trapezoidal product. Main reason is that we can do a 3-degree fall with that on this flat section here, but it keeps the rest of the roof looking even and uniform. Now that the roof is on, we can drop the majority of the scaffold and we can crack on with getting ready to clad. This involves wrapping the house, putting cavity battens in, installing the windows, installing the head flashings, taping everything up and then getting that inspected by the council. Once we've passed our pre-clad inspection, we can crack on with weatherboard. You can see in this elevation here the claddings we've chosen for this build. It is a mix of vertical, linear, oblique and vertical earthen radiata. The linear oblique was painted white and the timber was stained for a natural look. We think it looks sharp. Now we can move on to the inside. First things first, the plumber and the sparky need to come through and put all of their pipes and wires in the wall. As well as that, we get the heat pump guy in and the gas fitter. Lots of things happening before we can put insulation in. Insulation goes in the walls and the roof, and we are now ready to apply for a pre-line inspection. The council comes and inspects everything we've done so far. Basically, what the council is looking for is that everything inside the walls has been done that you're not going to be able to see or access once plasterboard is on the walls. We passed this inspection with flying colours, and now we're ready to do interior linings. Jib goes on the wall, plasterer comes in, then our builder comes back and puts finishing timber around the windows, doors and skirtings. Now it's ready for an interior paint. Flooring goes down, kitchen goes in, and it's well and truly on the home stretch. We prep the driveways, patios and fencing areas. We even get stuck into doing topsoil, grass seed, planting, mulch and pebbles. The whole thing comes together and we're really proud of the final product. Let's have a look at the finished homes. This is a great project to be a part of. As well as working on the 2 new builds, we did a small makeover on the existing house. If you want to go and check out that, view that video here. As always, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. Cheers.